If you're kind of a near-term investor, Tesla is a good buy at 363.48, because above which 572.72 remains our big picture long-term objective. And inside that, we've got more of a midterm two-sided framework with the ceiling of resistance at 480.26 and your floor of support still in the 360. So if you're kind of a 1 to 2 month swing trader, you're selling 476.56 to 480.26. This is a zone of resistance that is sellable through November, and once tested, we can fall back to channel support that is presently at 367.70. Is 480.26 likely to be retested? This is a question. That weekly chart with the outside week right now holding now above last week's high. The answer to that looks to be yes, quite possibly, but really it is the 450.89 area to 454.37 region that is sellable resistance for the day, and yes, for the next 3 to 5 days. In fact, presently pumped volatility 3 to 5 days back to 412.44. 412.44 can contain weekly selling pressures. We almost tested it on Thursday, and yes, once tested, I've been mentioning how the 480s in reach within 2 to 3 weeks. Holding below the 480s, not expected, but allowed. Attainable, the 367.70 rising channel bottom. It becomes expected if we close below 412.44. So if you're a 2 to 3 week swing trader, you can buy 412.44 in anticipation of possible upward rotation back to 480.26. If we close below 412.44, I go from allowing 367.70 to expecting 367.70 as a 1 to 2 week target. The upside here today, we've got the low to mid 450s, 450.89 to 454.37. Able to contain daily highs, possibly into later next week. It is a 3 to 5 day swing trade pivot point. Below 450.89, 412.44 in reach by the end of next week. And if we close today above 454.37, this 476.56 rising channel top likely within 3 to 5 days. And that is part of a range up to 480.26 that may well contain buying through all of November. Day traders can make use of the low to mid 450s, as can 3 to 5 day swing traders. Closing above 54.37, 3 to 5 day buy signal of 476.56. Holding below 450.89, 3 to 5 day likelihood of testing 412.44. At 412.44, we enter the 2 to 3 week time frame where we could round up to 476.56. Downside 412.44. If we happen to close below it over the next week or so, then we pivot aggressively south to 367.70 within a week or two. And this represents long-term support able to contain selling through the first quarter of 26, and once tested or above which 525.72 remains our long-term target. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com.
Want more wins in your portfolio? Get Daily SPY and Triple Q analysis that gives you a clear plan for the market's next move, plus 2 high-probability stock picks each week, complete with entry, stop, and targets. Standout names we've covered include GE Vernova, AMD, and Robinhood. Start trading with a plan at wickedstocks.com.